when, initial days when we had to arrange for, say, 50 lakhs and 75 lakhs as initial deposit to start working with, a lot of people back home thought that, are these guys mad? The senior generation looks more at safety, sturdiness, and, that kind of thing. The newer generation looks a lot at features, the look and feel of the car. Erstwhile, we would have a technician working on a car. Today, we have a guy who is an electronics expert, a software expert, that kind of people who work on cars.
Welcome back to another episode of Embrace Excellence. My name is Ananth, and I'm the National Director for Corporate Connections India. I have someone very interesting with me today. The company name is a household name. If you haven't heard of the company, then you're probably not driving the right car. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Parsva Kumar from Mahavir Motors, one of the driving forces behind the company. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
Mahavir, a lot of people think it's a second, third, fourth generation business. And that's the kind of legacy that you've managed to build on this business. But surprisingly, it's a first gen business. You were part of the driving force in forming the group?
Yes, we are the first generation. In fact, this group was formed by my elder brother and me. And we've started this about 35 plus years back. And we've been looking at it like our baby. So yes, the legacy is what we think about.
But if you go back 35, 40 years, this isn't usually the line of business that people would normally select.
So for this, I would say, we had the passion of motorsports in our blood. We always liked fast cars, liked good cars. So when we were doing a little bit of motorsport, we said, why not deal in good cars and fancy cars? And India likes fancy cars. So when we had the opportunity to get into something to deal with fancy cars, we grabbed it with both hands.
But was your family in this industry?
No, my father was in the government service. He was in the income tax. And both my brother and me did not have the passion to get into government service. We always had the blood of entrepreneurship into the system. So we wanted to do something for ourselves. And we started off with a workshop for cars because we always were preparing our own cars for the motorsport. And then we said, when we are preparing our cars, why don't we look at it commercially? And we started with a workshop.
Did you race?
We did rallying, car rallying.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah, we did car rallying. So we used to build cars for the rallying for ourselves. And with that, we said, when we could do well for ourselves, we can do it commercially.
So getting into dealership was something that happened much later. But then it's a very interesting story where you started servicing other brands. That was how you had built workshops to build service other brands.
Exactly. So first we started with doing cars of friends. And then we got into when the Tata Group was looking for authorized service centers out of the other than the dealers. So we were one among the first ones to be appointed in the country as an authorized service dealer for them. So we were doing the service for all the telco range of vehicles, passenger vehicles. So that's how we got into structured so-called kind of dealership kind of business. Then subsequently, seeing our size of the workshop which we had a workshop which was larger than the dealer of telco then. So when Mercedes was coming into the country, we helped them out in selling their initial lot of cars because they were using our workshop space for their setup because they did not have a setup then back in the day.
Right. And Mercedes happened and that would have changed the entire game for you.
Oh, yes. So initially, I would say, we have always worked on cars. We know the cars in and out. So for us, a passion to sell what we like came naturally. So that was something which I like you correctly said, it changed our life. We started dealing with people who are only on the high end
Correct.
category, and that changed our outlook, the way we approach things. And what people actually liked in is our passion, because we loved our product.
Right.
And so they trusted us because we were speaking the truth, and we did not have the so-called sales talk. So
Right.
we were talking through our heart, talking through the actual features of the vehicle, and people trusted us there.
It's very interesting because you're doing something else. You're servicing a very big brand also,
Yes.
a homegrown brand.
Yes.
And then you have this German monster that comes in, which is a dream for a lot of people.
Very.
And how do you evolve as a business? As in, were you at any time thinking this? I like this definitely. I am passionate about this, but can I do this? Was there ever a doubt, or I'm sure there was an evolution of sorts, right? In thinking.
Like I told you, we were the first generation.
Right.
Right. So we did not carry a huge bank balance back with us.
Right.
And when initial days when we had to arrange for say 50 lakhs and 75 lakhs as initial deposit to start working with, a lot of people back home thought that are these guys mad? Are they going to survive? Are they doing the right thing? They were far better off just looking after the service part. Why are they getting into something like this? But then we said, this is something which we want to do. And without risk, there is no gain. That's a no-brainer there. And the passion for the brand, and we trusted the brand, right? We trusted the brand. And the good part is the brand had certain amount of trust in us, which gave us a lot more confidence saying that we can pull it off. We have the guts. We have the thing. We'll just find a way to get the money and do things, and it just happened. So we started working towards it.
That's really interesting, because one of the things with first-gen entrepreneurs is they tend to be slightly reckless in terms of there is no baggage to hold them back. There's nobody else to kind of correct and guide and show them the right direction. And so when I say reckless, I mean you make mistakes. And more often than not, when you make these mistakes, the learning that you get out of this is fantastic, and it only prepares you for another situation where you can put that to use. I want you to talk a little bit around some of the mistakes that you did when the company was growing from basically just getting the order to being the brand that is today. Do you remember any mistakes that you made which paid off?
Yes, I see. The workshop thing was a little later in our life. We started off our career selling soaps and oils. That was not what we wanted to, but that was the first touch into an entrepreneurship thing. But that was not our passion. So
Right.
when yes, we did lose a lot of money trying to get into that, but that didn't come from the heart. So when a thing doesn't come from the heart, you don't put your entire 100% into it. So we were always towards motorsport and cars and those kind of things. So when we could get the opportunity to work with cars,
Right.
we started the passion towards that. So the oil and the soaps, etc., was thing which we started with, but I don't think we could have ever survived in that kind of business.
Was scaling up easy?
Scaling up there was not difficult, but not too easy. Not too easy because we didn't have the heart in it.
Right.
Scaling was not a problem because soap and oil is required for everybody every day.
Correct.
So we would find new customers every day. But then when you don't have your heart in it, you don't give fully.
So 96 was when you got into this business with Mercedes.
Yes.
And 96 would have been a completely different scenario, as in even the business scenario would have been very different. Was there acceptance to a brand like this coming in? Were you surprised by how easy it was for you to position Mercedes with the business houses then?
Not at all. It was not at all easy. So when I would say, we did about 2 cars or 3 cars in a month, and that would be a kind of, a joyful moment back for all of us. So back in the day, doing 2 cars or 3 cars a month itself was a very, very big thing. And, if we get an appointment with a big house, also would bring a smile onto our face. So that's how difficult it was there. And to get people to say that you need to spend 30 lakhs on a car, the first thing which people will say, I need to go point A to point B. What is it that your 30 lakhs car is going to do different for me? So we had to come up with the features, the safety, the comfort, and also talk about the prestige which comes along with the car.
I'm sure there's a bit of a resistance, right? As in a brand like that, which is well known worldwide, comes into Hyderabad. Do you think there was a bit of a resistance saying it might be very expensive or?
A lot of people would not even let us come into their office saying that, no, we don't want that kind of thing. So then we had to build the case around it and get into their place.
I want to stop you there for a second because what you said is very interesting. Did you have to do door-to-door calls?
Not exactly door-to-door calls. It would be, I come to know about you. You seem to be a person who likes cars. You seem to have the...
It was a very relationship-based
very relationship-based. And many of our first things would be, I know so-and-so. I can put you on to him. So that kind of thing would help us get into various big houses and offices, which we otherwise would not have had entry.
Okay. So I have a two-part question for you.
Yeah.
The first part is, would you remember who your first customer was or your first really big win that got you a lot of happiness?
I mean, everybody has heard about Goldflake and Charminar and those kind of things. So the family which used to make the thing for it, VST, Deccan Cigarettes here. So when we got the first, the dealership, and at the Kakatiya, we had the launch of our product, and we had the car positioned in the swimming pool. So we had built a platform and got the car in the swimming pool.
What model was it?
It was an E-Class.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we had the car in the swimming pool there, and the senior gentleman from the family said, I want that car tomorrow. We didn't know what to do. We didn't know thing. We were overwhelmed with it. And we said, yes, sir, it'll be done for you. So that is the thing. And that family, we have got almost 15 to 20 cars in that family. So in our initial journey, when we were helping out Mercedes without being dealers, they had taken quite a few cars. So we knew about the family and we knew the strength of the family. And we didn't balk when we said that we did not know where the 30 lakhs was coming for the car. Yeah. But we said, yes, no problem. And that's the key for you. So that gave the gentleman also happiness. That gave us the confidence saying that we can do it.
Yeah.
And from then on, we have not looked back. From then on.
Absolutely wonderful. The second part of the question is, for any first-gen entrepreneur, there's always a guiding force. It could be a mentor. It could be a mentor from the family. It could be someone who's helped you from outside of family. Did you ever have a guiding force?
I would say a lot of our friends as such were our pillars. And they, pushed us when we felt that, okay, we are going down today. And, we had friends, good friends who would say, no, you guys can do it. Go for it. So I would say more of friends. I can't look at one person which I can say as mentor, but it's a lot of friends who did help us in this kind of thing.
Let's talk a little bit around milestones.
Yeah.
What would you consider as milestones in the last 30 plus years? From the point where it started with selling that car on a swimming pool to where we are today?
So the initial launch itself, when we did back in the day, the laser shows, the tunnels kind of thing created with the ambience of smoke and all that was not heard of. So we had done all those firsts, and to launch a car in the swimming pool also was not done in the country.
Correct.
So those kind of things, we have always been doing the firsts. And we wanted to be always the first movers in various things. Right. So we were trying to do things which other people would not think of. Right. So that's what kept us going. And then seeing our performance in Mercedes-Benz, we had good friends who taught us worth enough to look at the brand Škoda when it was coming into the country.
Right.
So we are right now we're the oldest Škoda dealer in the country.
Right.
From the inception, we have been there. And when we put up our first showroom of Škoda in Rajbhavan Road,
Right.
we had about 4,500 square feet for a one product car. So it was just a one product thing. And, the brand also said, we don't need this kind of space. You're taking too much of cost. And we said, no, we want to have our faith in the product. We want to show it to the customer that we are there, not just for a time thing, because people did not know the brand Škoda.
Absolutely.
So for us, we were creating the brand Škoda, and we could hear, different names coming out for Škoda. People went on to say Sakoda and Soda and various other things. Like it was good fun to hear it, but then that was a brand which we
Right.
built for the state.
So just for my understanding,
Yeah.
Doesn't Audi own Škoda?
They're all part of the same umbrella,
Yeah.
the VW umbrella.
Yeah.
So the VW,
So was there no non-compete?
there is no Audi there that time.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, Audi,
Okay.
etc. has come later. The Škoda came in first in the group, and then
interesting.
we had the others coming in.
Okay.
So, which normally Škoda is in the lower rung
Yeah.
in Europe.
Yeah.
Here we were
Was positioned as a-
first movers for the country.
So Audi only came in much later. And there was no non-compete.
No, compete. The only one closest to us was the Mitsubishi Lancer,
Yes.
which was a household name. And once the Octavia, the Škoda Octavia came, the Lancer
RS.
became, the Lancer became history.
Absolutely. It just disappeared.
It just disappeared. We redefined the diesel space. People did not, in the initial days, they did not know that our car was not petrol.
Whoa.
It was diesel. So we did have a lot of issues where people were pouring petrol in a diesel car because they didn't realize it was diesel.
So was there a situation as you were growing,
Yes.
and the family was growing, the business family was growing.
Yes.
There's no denying the fact that it's one of the most respected families today in the city. And you were at a point where you were doing superbly with Mercedes, and then you bring in something like a Škoda into the market. Was it easy or tough to kind of manage two brands? I can understand managing two branches of the same business because your ethos remains the same,
Yeah.
right? Your sales pitch remains the same. But then you're suddenly talking about another company altogether.
Yes.
And you need to put in the same kind of effort to make that into a business as well. So was there ever a time where you felt I'm not paying more attention to the Mercedes side of things and I'm paying more attention to, how was the business structuring then?
So it's like this. So this product which the Škoda was coming in was close to about 8-9 lakhs.
Right.
So which we had a lot more houses which we could go into easily.
Right.
Right. And the ones who had already become our customers as far as Mercedes is concerned, they always wanted a second car.
Oh, this became a second car.
So this became their second car.
Right.
So things became a little relatively easier for us.
Right.
Little relatively easier because they are the ones, once you see the car on the road and you hear about the
Absolutely.
performance,
Yeah.
it becomes easier. But putting in the first 100 cars, we did really have to struggle hard.
Oh,
It was tough. It was tough because we were building the brand, and at that time it was more of petrol, and people didn't have the mind of diesel, and we had introduced ourselves as a diesel brand. Basically, we came in more with a diesel car, and we outpowered all the others in the segment. We were a little premium, but we came in with talks like built like a tank.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how we were.
Brilliant. Has the consumer mentality changed in the last 3 decades in terms of how they perceive a car, maybe the acceptance to invest into a high-end car? Has that ever changed?
With the generations changing,
Yeah.
there's a lot of mindset which is different. The senior generation looks more at safety, sturdiness, and that kind of thing. The newer generation looks a lot at features, the look and feel of the car. So there is a different kind of consumer which we have to face with, and a different kind of approach with every customer which we look at. So yes, there is a shift in the kind of thinking. Earlier would be more of a chauffeur driven. Today you have a mix of both.
Yeah. You have performance
You have a performance
cars. Yeah.
You
Your
have,
AMGs and your
AMGs. You have cars which make you feel like a king when you sit behind.
absolutely.
So a mix of everything. So different range. Market also grew. People thinking grew.
Disposable income.
Disposable income grew.
Yeah.
You started looking at the car as your first purchase, the house coming in second. So erstwhile would have been house first and then the car.
Absolutely. You said everything and then you
Yeah.
have a car
Then,
to match it.
then you make a statement.
Right.
So today the car would make the first statement and then the house was the second statement.
Absolutely fantastic.
So that changed a lot of thinking in the mindset of people. So people started saying, I don't mind spending that kind of money because I need to be seen in a high-end product. If I come in a high-end product, it's an announcement that I've arrived. So the car makes my initial statement and the rest of it is me. So I get my first leg into any door easier.
You've successfully built a legacy business. So here's the 100 crore question. Everybody talks about work-life balance. And there's a lot of importance that's been given to it without taking any names about all the stuff that's happening on media today around 50 hours week, 40 hours week and stuff. How does somebody who's busy building, managing a business of this scale achieve work-life balance?
Good one. Not easy. First generation into the business. So everything was hands-on.
Absolutely.
We would start our day very early, maybe as early as 7:30, 8 in the morning, and end at 9:30, 10. Luckily, the girls whom we got married to, that is my brother and me, were very, very understanding
Yes.
and did not demand the extra from us. And that, gave us the confidence of the balance. The family balance, I would say, is more because the two girls in our family gave us the strength. Say, go guys, do it.
Were you already married when you got into business?
No, I got into business and maybe about 2.5 years later, I got married.
Right.
My brother was married and then we started a business and we're about 4 years apart.
Right.
So about 2.5, 3 years
So
later.
expectations were set, but none of this, I think it's very sweet when you say that, because none of this would have been possible if you didn't have someone who was supporting what you did.
Oh, yes, I agree. I mean, we hear of so many things where the lady in the house says, I need this time out.
Yeah.
For us, we're very, very lucky, I would say that way. These girls would mend the time based on our thing. There were so many times when we would say, we will take you out for dinner today. And that was the time when a customer would say, I would like to have a look at the car. And then we would give work priority and the dinner would be maybe skipped.
Right.
So, and they did not have, murmur against us at that time. So that gave us a little more strength to say, we need to work a little more harder to make
Sure.
it better for them.
Have things changed now?
Oh, yes. Today, we do have the Sunday, which I don't go to work.
Right.
But yes, the rest of the boys in our family, they do the work on Sundays also if need be.
Right.
So Sundays is something which we look at more of a family day now.
Right.
So things have changed from then to now. But earlier, there would not be a Sunday because Sunday would be the time when the customer is free.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah. It's like real estate, right? As in, you would want to go and see what land is available, what apartment is available, and then.
So the day the customer is totally free from his work is the time
it's the busiest.
get that 1 hour from him,
Yeah.
undivided attention.
Correct.
And we could get the entire family to take the decision together. Many a times it would be not only the father taking the decision, even the father, the mother, maybe the son, all taking a family decision because it's not a small product. It's not a
Absolutely.
small investment.
Absolutely.
Like I told earlier that back in the day, the car would be the first big decision of the family. So
Right.
it would be a family decision taking there. So we needed that time with the customer. And back at home, people understood that these guys will give work priority and will not be available for anything and everything. So if there were functions or relationships having some weddings during the daytime, they would know that these two brothers won't come during the day and they come only in the evenings. So if there is an evening function, the brothers will come, but else during the day, they won't be available.
That's fantastic. 30 years, 35 years into business, you're no longer a first gen entrepreneur. You've prepared your next gen to take over the business.
Yeah.
How's that journey?
Uh,
Do you have more time now?
Oh, yes. So the thing is, we have 4 boys among us,
Yeah.
and we didn't want to give them a direct seat into the office.
Very.
So we got them to start the rough way. We made each of the boys do an internship with somebody else, learn the corporate world, and then come into our place. So they did 1.5 years, 2 years of internship with other people, other corporates, boys in working in Bombay, maybe in UK, depending on where they studied and where they did. So they did their internship for 1 year, 2 years outside, learned the corporate culture. Then when they came back, we didn't give them straight showroom and straight sales. They worked first at the workshop, understood the requirement of the customer. So first, they understand the complaints on the car. They understand the feelings of the consumer once he has purchased the car, and then they make better people selling. So they got into the mainstream or the office life maybe after 4 years or 3 years of their.
Was that something that you would have really enjoyed when you got into business? As in, I wouldn't say hand holding. I don't think that's the right word at all. But showing the way in terms of how you should run a business, is that something that you miss?
See, if you don't know the value of money,
Right.
you're not going to be able to take the right decisions.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to get them to understand how the money is made first, and then they can multiply it as the cases. So unless they learn it the hard way, and if they get things easy, they're going to be reckless.
Right.
Right? So we didn't want them to be reckless. We wanted them to learn the basics, be strong in their foundation. Then any building can be made once your foundation is strong.
Absolutely. So your day now typically is?
I get to work now by around 10. And I wind up around 6:30
You
in the evening.
You're still doing a full day's work.
But yes, a little more of, I would say, more of a desk job
Right.
thing. So because now I handle more of the corporate affairs and the financial part of the business. The first lot of the 4 boys came in about 10 years back into the business. So now the 4 boys in our family are looking after the day-to-day, the main core business. The 2 brothers, we are now into more of policy decisions, future expansions. We're there for all
Any guidance?
guidance which they need.
Right. When was the last time you sold a car personally?
3 days back. So it so happens that even now, the earlier customers, the older
relationship.
ones, they call us on relationship. They call us saying that gaadi chahiye, but which one? I want you to decide for me. I want you to talk to my son. I want you to explain to them that this is the one which I want to go. So it still happens. We still do have old customers who still call either my brother or me only for dealing with
That the
personalized thing.
Yeah.
So our strength, I would say, is the relationship which we have built over years.
Absolutely.
So we find a more value in the relationships which we have built, and we cherish the relationships which we have built over this 30 plus years.
If your company had a few pillars that you identify as you grow, right, which are non-negotiable, I'm assuming relationship building would be one of the first ones. Do you think you can name maybe a couple of more values?
We're very transparent. We like to be truthful, and we like to be clean. right? We don't believe in things which easy money doesn't stay with you,
Correct.
right?
Absolutely.
So relationship, transparency, honesty, hard work. These are the main ones I would say for us. We don't believe in shortcuts.
Is that a lesson that goes down to the next generation?
It does. It does. We've had the options of back in the day when it would be always a short supply car. There would have been situations where people sell cars on premium. I would, break if someone says that we took 1 rupee premium from anybody. When we had option of getting 100% premium on a car, we did not even take a single rupee back in the day. Even when the goings were tough, we did not take 1 rupee premium. So that is something which goes in our system, saying that what you should get is what you should get. Don't ask for anything which is
No quick buck.
no quick buck. No quick buck.
Absolutely wonderful. So, has the entire demographic of the automobile industry has changed with the different kind of cars that are coming in today? You have petrol, you have diesel, you have electric. Is there a change in the entire dynamics of how a company now operates?
Going forward with a lot of focus coming on to the electric range of cars, I would put it this way, erstwhile we would have a technician working on a car. Today we have a guy who is an electronics expert, a software expert, that kind of people who work on cars. So things have changed from basic mechanical to a lot of computers and a lot of sensor-based things. So an understanding level of the person working on the car has changed. So when you see the small back-end portion where person is working on the car has changed, you can just think of how the mindset has changed for the people.
Yeah.
So dynamics has changed a lot. A lot of thinking has changed. People have started looking at what is my cost per kilometer, and how do I look at things? What is going to be my contribution to the economy, the environment, and all those kind of things. So a lot of things have changed.
If there was an entrepreneur wanting to get into this industry, is it tough? Let's say today.
Today, if a person wants to get in fresh, it's not easy. It's just not easy because expectations are very high. Investments required are very high. And because we have invested over a period of time, we may not have felt the pinch.
Right.
But today, when somebody has to invest into an automobile thing, you need about 30, 35, 40 crores to set up one location. Right. And with the inventory and all those things are additional. Right. So when it comes to that, people say, what is my ROI then? Right. So when you're spending, investing about 30, 40 crores, a lot of people say, I can go into a real estate thing. In 40 crores, I might make even 10 crores by the end of the year. But 40 crores may not become 10 crores in an automobile line.
Correct.
Right. So then again, the new thinking comes, why should I put into automobile so much? And every day I need to listen to a customer complaint, requirement, and customers always right. So we have the culture of saying yes sir, no sir to everybody.
Correct.
So the new thinking for everybody was, I've spent 40 crores, I've invested 40 crores. Why should I tell him sir? So that's not going to be easy for a lot of new blood.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Over the last 35 years, you've played multiple roles. From being a first-gen entrepreneur to being a part of a family that is now a household name and is now gearing up to make the second generation take up those responsibilities. I think it would be a lifetime opportunity for any first entrepreneur listening to this or wanting to come and meet you. What would be the piece of advice that you would give him if he says, sir, I'd like to sit with you and can you tell me how to build a business like you?
See, first of all, I would say, you need to have faith in yourself. you need to have faith in your thought. Then maybe somebody like us can guide you. I mean, if you don't have faith in yourself, old saying, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink, right? So unless you have the motive in you, or you have the trust in yourself, nobody can actually really mentor you today. Nobody has that kind of time or the feeling for anyone to really mentor. But I would say, the spark in a person can be noticed. Then maybe you can open up and give out the good insight. Hard work and clean thought process is what can make you what you are today.
You want to talk about clean thought process, as in clarity of thought?
See, with today's generation, with the kind of education which they have, they come with ideas, and they have the next 5 years thought of. They know their process, they know their this thing, but yes, they need the finer detail. Maybe with our kind of experience, we can give the cleaner, finer details, brushing around the thought process, but they have their ideas.
Great.
They have their ideas. All we need to do is to give the finer touch and give the finishing touch to the thought process. So there I would say, till you have the strength within you, there is nothing which anybody else can do. Maybe we've been lucky. The boys have grown with us. They have seen us together.
You grow in a certain environment.
They grow in a certain environment, so they know our culture. They know about things. But when you asked about somebody wanting to come and ask us things, unless they have a one-on-one, conversation or one-on-one thought process like what we have, it's very difficult to mentor somebody. But having said that, when you see a person, you easily understand that this guy can do wonders. And we do need people in our country who can do well. So why not support somebody who can do things?
Wonderful. On behalf of Corporate Connections, we really want to thank you for taking this time out. I know it's ridiculously tough to catch hold of you, but thank you so much for agreeing to do this. And we look forward to more of these from your side.
It's my pleasure to be with you. And, I've learned a lot from Corporate Connections. There's so many times when, I used to think twice before asking someone anything. But today, Corporate Connections has given me, and, okay, you can ask. Maybe if you ask something, you get things.
Thank you so much.
Maybe somebody, like you said, if somebody wants to be mentored, he can ask.
Thank you so much for this.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.